There we go. Voila, voila. We're online. So welcoming you all. And for this Sunday night meditation, I wanted to introduce some reasons for some of the crazy meditations that I do sometimes that are actually really classical reasons to help to develop Upekkha, to help to develop a steadiness of heart and mind, which for obvious reasons is good to have some ballast, some steadiness in our lives in general. But at the moment, I'm finding it particularly helpful to keep cultivating and growing some steadiness, because the world seems to be into so much extremism, whether that be crazy white supremacist type of people, or the other end of the spectrum where people are defending themselves against that, but within subgroups, so fracturing communities in a way, maybe from some helplessness, some not being able to see how to change things. So I find it especially helpful in these somewhat turbulent times, a bit more turbulent than usual, to keep growing this quality of heart, of steadiness. And the ways that I found helpful are the meditations we often do, which I will bring in now. But I'm going to read a wee poem first. That is by Meera, Sufi poet from India, a great yogi. In my travels, I spent time with a great yogi. Once he said to me, "Become so still, you hear the blood flowing through your veins." One night, as I sat in quiet, I seemed on the verge of entering a world inside so vast, I know it is the source of all of us. I know it is the source of all of us. So let's listen to the blood flowing in our veins, because we're so still. We're just finding the right posture for now. Taking a few deep breaths, allowing the diaphragm to really stretch, not hold back and contain any of the air as it goes through. Like not constricting the diaphragm or the lower belly, but not forcing either. Just being gentle, allowing these breaths to be like long and deep, and then the out breath, expelling all of the air with some metta, some loving kindness towards our body as we do it. Really feeling that area of the diaphragm. As we inhale and it expands the rib cage, just feeling like that circle in the middle, growing outwards and then contracting, like stretching a muscle. Finding a posture that's comfortable for your head, so there's no straining on your neck. This can help to just drop the chin a little towards the chest. Open the shoulders wider and drop your shoulders. Letting the elbows hang towards the ground, opening a little bit wider so they're not clutched into your body. And feeling your hips, finding the middle place for them to be, so not forcing forwards or forcing backwards, but just so that the spine is like balancing pebbles, like we do sometimes in riverbeds or along mountain paths where we balance one stone upon each other up to the small stone. So feeling that comfortable balance between neck and between the hips, the spine going up. Feeling hands and feet touching ground or your body. Allowing our face muscles to relax. Allowing the tensions of our expressions of the day to just dissolve as if they were falling into the ground. Not being worried, nobody's here to watch you. You don't need to have any sort of expression. It can just be. Relaxing into the posture. That mixture of gatheredness, alertness, some dignity, and some relaxation, all in one. How is this possible? Some gatheredness, some alertness, awakeness, some dignity, some relaxedness. Inviting you to be curious about your mind space, to feel into the different zones there can be, all at the same time. Can have a part of our mind a little moved towards what's next, something we may be doing later this evening or tomorrow. Some part sitting in the middle in this present, and some part from where we've just come, with the energies and feelings that go with that, or our week in general. And just feeling how the future and past kind of seep into the present, colour the edges. And that's okay. It's okay to sit there in this present, be present, to gather the mind. And then feel into what's seeping in through the porous walls from the past or the present. Immediate past, immediate future. And just being with, noticing just how agile our mind is, how it can hop over into the future, even just the near future. Hop over into the past so easily, up and back to being here with the body, the spine, the breath, the diaphragm. Just noticing without any heavy-handedness or judgment that we're supposed to be just in the present, but rather a curiosity of noticing our jumps, our jumping forward or backwards, a thought about something that just happened, a feeling about the future. Being aware and noticing these jumps, physical sensations of them, the emotional charge of them. Just the noticing can help us to not be carried away on the floods that these can bring. The floods of overwhelm or resistance in some form. So the noticing can bring balance in itself. The awareness can bring balance, steadiness. So we're not looking for the perfect meditator that never jumps into the future or the past. We're not rigidly training ourselves. We're gently noticing what's happening now. Even if this now is hopping around, we're noticing and feeling how that is. And sometimes needing to ground a bit more in the present. But mainly just noticing the effects of this jumpy mind, heart, body. From our center. So our center is noticing our presence. Our awakeness is noticing our agility. Our monkey mind, as they call it. And how does the center feel? The balanced center. Just checking in with that. How is nowness in your body? Sensations. Turning now towards pleasant, unpleasant sensations in the body. And again, a bit like a cat watching a ping pong match. As we watch with our feeling sense into our heart's movements, as we notice, how are the sensations in my body now? Is there anything unpleasant? Is there anything pleasant? Being curious about what we want or don't want in this moment now. Like for me, the mosquitoes pulling me out, steadiness. The sound of the fridge. Not as pleasant as the sound of the bird that was there before, chirping. So there may be some sound or some sensation that pulls us towards it. I want more of that, or I want less of that. Because the chirping of the bird gives me a pleasant sensation. I want it back. I want it to last forever. Or the sound of the rain starting, the relief. Pleasant. Ah, rain at last. How wonderful. So we've just got this big, wide open curiosity about the experience of pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Just how our heart, mind, and body reaches out towards what we want or what we don't want, pushing it away, what we don't want. Unless we like painful feelings and get stuck on them. It's a bit another story. Just noticing the hopping mind. The moving away from, moving towards. These pleasant and unpleasant noticings, felt sensings into, can really help to find our center, steadiness, our balance, our upekkha. Just so we're not moving and being pulled around without awareness of those pulls and pushings. Just by the very intention to be aware of these pulls and pushes. In this is steadiness. In this we can touch into Upekkha. This steadiness, this balanced center comes on its own through practicing like this, through this curiosity, rather than sticking to a rigid idea of how our meditation should be, that we should be feeling balanced, or any such judgments. Just enjoying the curiosity, enjoying the traveling, the inquiry mind, the sensing into how this naturally leads us to know our balanced heart, mind, to feel it and be able to connect easily to it. This Upekkha. And we feel the big movements, big pushing away, the big resistances easily, and the big grasping for that pleasantness. I want that to last. Then it gets more and more subtle. We can feel into the tiny jumps towards the tiny slivers of resistance, the shadows of resistance in us. And not necessarily react on them, not need to act, but have some time to contemplate and sense. From this centered place. Inviting you also to feel into the aspect of impermanence, how the pleasant doesn't last. So we can sit there and try and make it last. Or the unpleasant doesn't last either. So sitting with the unpleasant sensations, rather than pushing them away, we notice how they dissipate slowly, disintegrate. And are not such a big deal, maybe. Noticing also how in the pleasant, when we're sitting comfortably in a steady, grounded body, with this wide open heart and mind of curiosity, inquiry, how these wants and resistances are not me, not mine. They're pulls and pushes happening. They're movements in us. And this not being carried away by them, not diving into the content, not dwelling in an extreme way in these not identifying with the pleasant and unpleasant and neutral, also brings us to Upekkha, brings us to steadiness. Gently, as we practice time after time with patience. So for these last minutes of the meditation, you can just sit quietly, see how it sediments in us, all of this. Thanking you for being here at this meditation. We can dedicate this meditation to our well-being, to our enlightenment, our freedom, like gathering these little moments of enlightenment to offer ourselves. And also sharing these moments with all sentient beings, these little droplets of awakening moments.